Where are we going, Rabbit?
We're going to go to advantage 1. We'll be going bottom up. Then to advantage 2. Then the criticism. Then the rollback dissent. And then to the counterpoint. Counterpoint, I'm going to start with the permutation first. So I'll go permutation and then straight down.
Perm back to the top, back down.
What? That's fine. Just trust me. Yes. Everyone good? Advantage 1, not going forward, extend the argument that we would actually lead to more white flight proves that they'd actually lead to only forms of private schools means we don't lead to any form of assimilation. Go to all their answers above. There's no reason why white flight wouldn't remedy all this. Besides, if we did lead to any form of these schools, that would still lead to the form of pedagogy that we're talking about according to the Wells evidence at all beyond the K. Go to the advantage 2, there's no external impact of this advantage anyway. Besides, this is all in the status quo. The drawer on the Wells evidence says that there's always going to be favoritism. The quote South Park evidence says that the modes of segregation have already decreased democratic politics to imply that they have no participation whatsoever. They have no external impact that's going to be able to garner them anything against extinction. Go to the criticism. Your criticism not really going to matter in the round. The permutation would be able to remedy this anyway. Our argument is that there's no remedy specified in our content or our plain text. Remember, our plain text doesn't say anything about any form of busing. Means that we would only read to a form of decimalization because we don't actually lead to more white flight anyways. We could still do the counterplan remedy anyway according to our plain text. Besides, there's no reason why exposure wouldn't occur. Go to number 3 and 4 arguments. That's all our Wells evidence and says that we would actually lead to increased associations. While they may not like it, you still need to have friendships and associations like that to be able to increase ways within the world. That's what all the Wells evidence talks about. It's actual studies based on teachers' research into the forms of teaching that they've done post-integration. Go to rollback. Rollback, first of all, there's not much of an impact of this case. He claims it would actually turn the case arguments that doesn't necessarily matter. We'll claim that any form of impact from nuclear war would have to come first. Besides, our arguments all based on the idea that affirmative action would go down, but in the world where the Klan idea would actually work, things like the Wells evidence would come into play. That means that affirmative action policies wouldn't be necessary. You can't even exercise anything outside of that. Well, question number 2 argument that's the overrules always going to lead to retail and agricultural their answers. This is the only thing that would actually associate to their politics right now. Remember, their link is based off the idea of overturning something like Roe v. Wade. Our argument is that the current overrules that are coming out, things like courts, are going to lead to his activism and the sense of lockdown. Anyway, besides the lockdown precedent, it makes no sense in terms of any grounding for activism. There's no reason why it would actually be able to reach into progressive politics. Well, question number 3 argument says he's actually a social and judicial activist. His only answer is that his recent action within the status quo appears that he'd be moving towards. But remember, the rollback evidence doesn't necessarily assume the fact that he doesn't necessarily want to move towards he wants to be a more centrist in terms of social action. There's no reason why in terms of business action, there's no reason why he still wouldn't be able to do all the social politics in terms of right rollback in the quote. Question 4 argument that Robert's moving radically towards the right, we lead Kennedy to the left. Group all their arguments, they said that Kennedy's against affirmative action. Actually, he's not merely centrist, but our argument is that Kennedy perceives the court as being a model ground, a level playing field. Our argument is that if he moves farther to the right towards the Scalia and Thomas era, that means Kennedy's always going to flip back towards the center. It's the only swing vote that doesn't necessarily have a basis in terms of social politics. That's not denied. Go to the counterplan. Permutation, external permutation to his answers. He says it still links to rollback. Remember, there's no real impact to it. Besides, our argument is that it still alleviates all the impacts to your criticism. Our claim is that there's no link. We can still do your remedy at the same time. Usually solve all your case arguments because there's no remedy specified in our plan text. Now go to the Iran arguments. Group all the Iran arguments. They said the argument there's no reason that would be unpopular. But remember, they increased taxes on on Bush's voting base. There's no reason why popularity wouldn't decrease. Besides, remember, policies that give welfare and social action are always going to be unpopular in that sense. We don't necessarily need a link based on this. They say this is all in the context of October surprise, but that doesn't necessarily matter. It's all about any decrease in GOP action. Besides, our argument is that Bush would order strikes if he faces political trouble to distract any form of the public from his political goals. This is Engelhardt, no sex. The terrorism fear card has certainly been the most powerful domestic weapon in the administration's arsenal of crisis of power. There's no reason to believe that the officials who already led us to the war in Iraq might not be willing to gamble on a wag. The dog treasury rumors about speculation about a massive air attack on Iran have been kicking around since at least the bring of 05. Now, group their answers for the impact turn. First of all, they're not answering the fact that any form of attack would lead to Russia and trying to get into the fray means that any form of attack, even if it's successful, wouldn't matter, still kills Russian soldiers, leads to global conflagration. Besides, U.S. airstrike on Iran will blow on Russia. The initial strike will kill Russian citizens, and Russia will be forced to defend its economic partner Iran. Harvard 804. Iran is an important neighbor and trading partner of the Russian Federation. Such an attack on Iran might drive the Russian government into drawing its own line in the sand. Alright, sitting idle in its how do U.S. aggression to closer and closer to Russia's border. U.S. attack on Iran bids fair for the opening World War III and strike will destroy and we'll claim that U.S. preemption is the only concern Israeli generals ever stated that wouldn't get the necessary support of the U.S. and the Jewish communities of Iran would cause Israelis to also make attack politically impossible. This is Middle East Foreign Policy Council 105. The elimination of Iran's nuclear program through the unilaterally Israeli military strike will be much more difficult than 1981 action. Unlike its Arab neighbors, Iran contains how significant Jewish innocent Tehran and Shiraz and the Israeli leadership would not wish to harm Brigadier General Reserves Shlomo Grown, senior researchers Jaffe says that the Americans would coordinate or cooperate with us. They would do whatever accomplish would be greatly harm to their position, and Israeli generals have ruled out the short-term military strikes because they don't think Iran will build the bombs. And this is back in Daily News in 05. Israeli chief general Saif Halus on Thursday. If Iran does not possess nuclear arms, Israeli politicians and military men have recently stepped up warning some other Iran, which the Jewish state and the United States accused of trying to build nuclear arsenals out overseas on the intelligence agency 12 MPs early this week on Iran will be able to build a bomb within 2 years. However, said do not believe Iran would actually complete manufacturing of bomb. Besides, look, none of their impact cards actually talk about the fact that Iran is ready to use any form of weapon. They have no impact being able to solve the Iranian nuclear threat. The only argument is that it would kill Russian soldiers, lead to conflagration. Go to the tax cuts. Everyone's group all their answers. First of all, she says that we would lead to costing more money, but remember, look at what the contemplated tax specifically says it comes with the top 2 tax brackets. We perceive that as repealing the tax cuts. Our argument is that always leads to a decrease in the amount of jobs that would be flowing into the economy. They try and read some card about beard, but it doesn't get through this card. Remember, our impact is so sensitive, it actually leads to extinction. Besides, we'll claim that the only access into extinction is nuclear war, and nuclear shell in 82. The sake is humanly speaking, the fraction of infinity still once we learn Holocaust when they do extinction, we have no right to gamble because if we lose the gamble, we'll be open only, and we have no right to choose but to address the issue of nuclear weapons. As we know for certainty that their use will put an end to their arguments that economic downturn will lead to war, economic decline will risk major nuclear war in any instance.